Newstalk ZB.
23 minutes away from 8, Monday morning, the Prime Minister joins us in the studio. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Mike.
Have you heard from Mark Mitchell from over the weekend yet or not? He was doing charity rugby.
Yes,
and
I knew about the game that was coming up.
And Andrew Saville has blown a calf and has rib injuries, and that's after just 15 minutes. And Shane Jones was there, and he is in no fit state to be running around a rugby field.
I was going to say, they've often asked me to join the parliamentary rugby team, and as much as I think I'd be a great first fiver winger, but we are legends in our own mind at this age and stage, right? So these guys get kitted up and out they go for a bit of a run, and they blow their hamstrings. That's something else gets happening. But
if Mitchell's are you having a cabinet meeting today?
Yeah, so I reckon about 5 of them will be missing.
Exactly. Right, the trucking lobby, quote unquote, is outraged at your Bishop's call last week that you're not going to run trucks heavier to save fuel. What did you base that on? That they're going to rip up the roads and that's just life? Yeah,
there was basically, when you're in this phase of the fuel response plan, which, as you know, we've got good suppliers. We're in phase 1, as we call it. Basically, the cost benefit of actually the damage done to roads versus actually the benefit, actually, it was the other way around. Quite different from what we thought initially going in. There are some things we can do, like certainly there's a lot of heavier trucks now, hybrid trucks that are actually, they've got a bit of EV in them or hydrogen combined actually in some cases, and they're obviously heavier, and so we're letting that flow through from a driver license point of view. But no, the real issue was, the damage to the roads was quite big relative to the benefits we get.
Okay. Do you, or can you explain, Thomas Coughlin wrote a reasonably good piece over the weekend about what he terms could be a quote-unquote loose arrangement between Winston Peters and Labor post the... I put the Labor New Zealand first thing to bed. I believe Peters when he says he will never go with Labor. I believe him. Do you?
Well, I just look at history. He's gone 50% of the time with Labor, 50% of the time with us, and so...
so you don't?
Well, I trust him, and I trust I can work with him in government, but the question is, as to what he goes through his mind as to how he selects, I'm just looking at history and saying, you can't be 100% sure, can you?
Right. Have you had a discussion with him about that?
No, not really. We've talked a lot about wanting to be, we've worked very well in government, frankly. I've actually enjoyed working with them on the content of what we've been doing. And yes, we have differences, and yes, you'll see that from time to time on different bits of our policies. But, it's really for him to decide. But I'm just saying, as we've said before, you look at history. It's been 2 out of 2.
So you think it's still a live discussion in the election campaign?
Well, I think,
that when people text me and they go, you can't rule wins, etc., I try and close that down because I think we need to be a bit better than this. He's made a very specific statement that he's not going to.
Well, we'll take him at his word. But all I'm just saying to you, if you really want to make sure you do it right, just party vote National. It's as simple as that.
Chloe Swarbrick in writing to the authorities in Europe to try and undermine us. Is that treasonous or close?
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. You're wanting to be Deputy Prime Minister of New Zealand and you want to sell your exporters to New Zealand out down the road. It doesn't feel right. We are meeting all our obligations of all our FTA agreements. But as I understand it, she's gone and reached out to a Green European MP and cooked up this case that we're not meeting those obligations. And I think the only people that get hurt through something like that are our exporters. So it's not great if you wanted to be, seriously going to stand up in town halls across this country and talk to our growers and our red meat guys and our dairy guys and our tech people and say, I'm deliberately trying to undermine you and find something that may actually stop you from selling into these markets. That's not right.
What should Hipkins do about that, if anything?
Well, it's up to him. I wouldn't have thought that was a very... I would have been pretty annoyed if that's going to be my Deputy Prime Minister or Finance Minister.
Interesting. Tama Potaka, do you need to sack him? He doesn't appear to be up to much.
No, he's actually he's doing a really good job. Yes, on conservation land, we ended up with a bill that didn't reflect the intentions of what we were saying. People thought we were going to sell off national parks and iconic stuff. It's not like that at all. But he's done a bill in there that's actually some pretty good stuff. It's a 40-year rewrite. He's able to charge international visitors more. He's able to do get concessionaires who have had real problems with DOC getting their answers much quicker. So, no, he's really good.
So is it the bill that's no good? Or is it his selling of the bill?
No, it's actually a clause that we didn't get obviously, what we intended was DOC ends up inheriting a whole bunch of crap land from time to time. So I think in Carterton there was a hall there, the Belvedere Hall from memory, and it got passed off by the council who didn't want to do anything with it. So it ends up in the DOC estate. Well, of course, it's got no material value whatsoever. So the idea was to dispose of that stuff so that you can actually get revenue in and spend it in other parts of the DOC estate. the language that was put into the bill, frankly, wasn't.
Who puts that language in the bill?
Well, it's a PCO. It comes through the Legislative Cabinet Committee, so we all sign off on all of that ultimately. We just didn't get it right. And so he's taking that clause out. He's also making sure we get the balance between environment and economics right, because we put a lot more desire to make sure the DOC estate thinks a little bit more about economic growth as well as conservation. And we've got to get that balance right. But otherwise, other bits in that bill are really good.
But the thing I couldn't work out, I mean, what it was the Forest and Birds and the Greens went to town on social media, and they basically spooked people into it. And because they got spooked into it, the noise got too loud, it's election year, and the next time the minister goes, we're backing. Why don't you just tell them to get stuff? You're doing what you're doing. You are the government of the day, and no one's selling Marlborough or the South Island or Mount Cook.
Yep.
Just get on with it.
Yep, but we said that, and the bottom line was that was our intention. Clearly, the language didn't give the public confidence that was actually what we were doing.
When you say the public, is it the public or is it Forest and Bird?
I think we got a pretty clear message from the public that it was actually, they thought now rightly or wrongly, that was their takeaway from that.
So this is politics.
This is just the reality of the words on the bill didn't reflect the government's intention.
Is that poor governance on your part?
Well, we made a mistake. I mean, it's as simple as that, and I don't get too hung up on the fact we admit them, and if we make them, we correct them.
But you could have done better, is what I'm saying. So if
you're aiming
to do something through conservation law, and you're looking to enhance the estate further, you're now not enhancing it as much as you were going to, based on the fact you got spooked by a social media campaign.
No, I think there's two bits to the bill, which is one that we've got to get the balance right between the economic and the environment. We probably, and that'll work its way through that. And the other bit is this disposal piece for this, these poor bits of land that they end up in getting was what we intended there. What was actually in the bill gave people a license to believe that we could go further.
Have you seen Albanese over the weekend in the social media?
No, I haven't.
He said they're doing the absolute minimum. Everything I said would happen with his law about banning kids on social media has come to pass.
You're not a fan?
Well, no. In theory, it's fine. Yep. But in reality, it's like this conservation law, funnily enough. In reality, it was never going to work because those guys, your Metas and stuff, aren't interested in being good people. So you've got to come up with a piece of legislation that brings them to the table whether they like it or not. He clearly, through his admission over the weekend, says they haven't been able to. You're sitting there somewhere stuck in no man's land at the moment with legislation that hasn't come forward. Yep. Do you look at what he's done and see it as a failure, or are you looking to do something completely different, or will you end up doing what he's done, which doesn't work?
Well, no, we're going to die trying to do something, and there'll be a lot of critics say, look, it won't work, and there will be kids who'll find their way through it, no doubt about it. But the bigger issue is actually when you deal with the tech platforms, they actually need to see multiple countries come along with pretty much similar types of legislation. So if you think about Canada, the UK, even some of the American states, us, and many other countries now, they'll start to respect it when they see that the countries are actually being pretty consistent. Is that what you're waiting for?
Is that why you're not over the line?
No, we just generally been on a different pace. So we're in a place now where we've Erica Stanford's been drafting the legislation. It'll come back to Cabinet for a conversation. As I said, we want to introduce it before the election.
Okay. Did you see the Air New Zealand plane that was broken down at LAX?
Yeah.
Do you know the story about that?
Yes.
So Boeing's got a great big operation at LAX, but we can't use them.
It's insane.
Because the CAA doesn't recognise them, so they fly 6 people from New Zealand.
Yep.
Tell me, 1, why you haven't done something about that. 2, why the people at the CAA don't look at those rules and go, this is stupid, we're going to fix it ourselves.
I've got major challenges with the CAA. I just don't think they embrace innovation or economic development well at all. We've gone out with the industry and the sector. There's about 350 rule issues that there are sitting there that they play back are just dumb and or stupid. And there's about 23 projects now that have been amalgamated around those rules. The one that really does my head in the most is actually what's happening with drones. So, if you go down to field days today, every 12 months that moves on quite a big way where they get bigger ways of spraying orchard crops, all that stuff, and the way that they have to manage the drone registration because the CAA hasn't kept up with the innovation is a real problem. It's the same challenges we had on Rocket Lab, and with rockets we had to take that out of the system essentially, and Stephen Joyce and us have continued to have a more permissive...
Have you changed the board and the chairman and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, working our way through that, and I think they're now getting religion, and we've made a dedicated aviation Associate Minister of Transport, and James Meager, whose job is to now hunt that down and get that done. But I agree with you. I think they've just failed to keep up with innovation, and there's a lot of innovation in aviation and advanced aviation. We've got Kia and Dawn Aerospace flying out of Christchurch at 65,000 feet, and they've just got to be much more innovative and on point.
Update on Mark Mitchell.
Oh, is he well? What's he done?
2 broken ribs.
Are you serious?
Wow. His wife took him to the North Shore Hospital.
Are you? No, you're having me on.
I'm not having you on.
He hasn't even bothered to text me. That he must be shameful.
He's confirmed 2 broken ribs this morning. Old fat guys have got to stay off the football field.
Oh, that is just not
For
good.
goodness sake, don't.
It's not even good for our ACC system, right?
Precisely.
I mean, like, that's just adding to the problem that we've got there.
Couldn't agree more. Listen, I'm
very
out of
unhelpful.
town really quickly. I'm looking at coming to Wellington to visit our daughter this weekend.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Getting outside the bubble of your
Shut up.
of your state.
Can we stay at Premier House? Katie,
No, you should get down to Wellington and spend some serious money. There's nowhere to park the Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever the hell you drive.
Katie says it's a dump and there's no Netflix. Is that true?
I couldn't possibly comment. I think the people who have managed that place have done well.
Okay.
But you know what?
What?
You should get out there, bring your Lamborghini down or whatever. Go to Zealandia, look at the Taka, hey?
Okay.
Get up Transmission Gully, do a bit of a burn up there in the car.
All right, we'll see how we go.
Spend your money in some nice restaurants.
We will indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice
Will
to
you
see
be eating out or will you be just doing Uber Eats in?
We'll eat out. Nice to see you. You
to see you
can leave now. 12 minutes away from 8.